Yo, what up guys, I'm Sammy and welcome back to the Soul Brothers channel, and in this video we're going to be talking about the best first signature shoes like ever, I would say. Of course, this is just my opinion. We're going to have two lists, but we're going to have the best looking, just aesthetically, and the best for performance. And the track record for, I guess, like first signature shoes, companies tend to use cheaper materials and they usually want to keep it in like a budget area for most player signature shoes. So it's usually like 100 to 120 bucks. So of course, let's get it started off with the best looking shoes, and of course it's just my opinion. And I have three, and my number three is going to be the PG Uno. PG1, a great looking shoe. I believe this is the first shoe that came out in this entire line, right? Like this colorway, I believe it was called like the Shiny. There's a lot of colorways that come out, right? But yeah, I mean, this shoe is incredible looking. I love the way the strap looks, and it actually does something, right? It tightens on your forefoot, or I guess kind of like midfoot as well. So there's my number three. My number two is going to be Kyrie One, and of course this is my Nike ID. I regret not getting the Dream colorway. Remember the first colorway that came out? I really want a pair of those. But they're going for a lot of money. I believe like a couple $100. But like, I love how this shoe looks. My favorite part about it is probably right here with like the teeth. And I believe it was inspired by where Kyrie was born. He was born in Australia. The materials also look pretty dope. Like in the ID, I remember you could choose a different color of netting and as well as like the underlaying material, I believe, if I remember correctly, right? And of course you have the heel counter, and it's a mid cut. Performance wise, it wasn't very nice. Definitely not one of my favorite shoes to ball in. Like the traction was not good at all on dust. You would think it would be incredible, right, with this aggressive herringbone traction pattern, but for me, in my experience in playing this, and I have like 4 colorways of the Kyrie One, none of them were really good on dust. Right, on clean court, it's very nice though. And of course, you have a little bit of that outsole curvature, not as much as the Kyrie 2 and like his other shoes, but I love the way this shoe looks. I love it. So there's the Kyrie 1. Next, of course, you can't really beat the Jordan 1, right? Does this even count? Aesthetically, you can't beat the Jordan 1. This is a classic, and it's a shoe that you can just rock casually. You can't really rock these casually as easily as the Jordan 1. So the Jordan 1, my number one. Let's get it started off with the performance list. I have a top 3 as well. And my number 3 is the Kyrie One. A very nice performer. The traction was pretty damn nice. You needed to wipe a little bit. And if you let a little too much dust pick up, it would slide out a little bit. But other than that, very nice traction. Cushion with the Charged cushioning setup. It was okay. Of course, as we know from Curry and his entire line, for the cushioning, he likes a very responsive and a pretty stiff cushioning setup. So the Curry one was okay. The materials were pretty nice as well. You have the NFL material, and it's very supportive and all that, but pretty soft. It reminds me of just like a thicker textile, And aesthetically, at first when I saw it, I was like, I didn't really like it, especially with the holes, like the dimples in the material. But now that I look back on it, it's a great looking shoe. Moving on to my number 2 is the PG1, right? I remember when I got this, and I was like, oh dude, these are so dope. And then I played in it, and the traction was so bad, And then I was like, maybe it's because of the translucent outsole, and it definitely was. So I remember I had to break it in for a pretty long time before the traction got good. And it never really got as good as a solid rubber option on the PG1, but the traction on the solid rubber outsole was very nice. The cushion, not one of my favorites. The foam is pretty stiff, but the forefoot zoom unit is pretty nice. And then the materials, it's a shit mesh, I can't really do anything about it, but it's not bad, like I guess it like conforms to your foot and all that, and the strap really helps for containment and support. And then my number 1, is the Harden Volume 1. This would definitely go up there in my aesthetics list as well. Like, I really like how this shoe looks, especially with this like little shroud thing here in the toe area. Remember this? I mean, the traction is insane. The traction is really good. And the cushion is not that bad. Of course they use Boost, and it's heavily caged, but it's super low to the ground. And even though it's very low to the ground, like you get really good court feel, the impact protection is still pretty nice because it is Boost. And then the materials, this is the best material on the Harden Volume 1, you know, with this elastic strap. The other ones with like the leather and the suede, they take a little bit of breaking in and it really hurts. There's a lot of pinching at first, but with this elastic one, there was no breaking in. That was probably the only bad part about the shoe, is the break-in period. But once you broke it in, you know, you have this asymmetrical lacing system with like this burrito style tongue. It's a very good performer. So that's my list, and it's pretty cool to have like this throwback and going back in time, I guess, with these shoes. Tell us what your list would be, again, like what your aesthetics list would be, and also your performance list. Tell us in the comment section below. But that's it. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.